I wanted to reach out because I read this article last week, which I'm sure many of you have as well. Thank you very much to April for giving a fantastic interview about the way in which the regeneration is and could be impacting upon residents. But I also wanted to talk about some of the substantive policy claims about the regeneration that were made in this article. And we have reached out to the press with a statement about these claims, but I wanted to share with you kind of our response to some of them here. One of the things that comes up in this article is that 20% of the finished estate would be affordable homes, which is argued to be an improvement on the initial proposals. We have at least two problems with this statement. Number one, affordable homes is not defined in this article. That is a problem because affordable homes can have many different definitions. And one definition is perhaps 80% of market price, which makes it questionable who would be able to afford to live here. Many of the people who live inside the Ladywood regeneration zone wouldn't be able to afford an affordable home defined in this way, which raises questions about where we would have to go. Additionally, 20% of the estate being affordable homes is not an improvement on the existing plans that were announced back in June of 2023. So we challenge that statement and would like to see specific details on the definition of affordable and to have social and council homes provided as a part of this deal as well. This idea that there will be a right to remain in the area for all residents is not something that is currently being offered to us in any official council documentation. So this statement in this news article contradicts what the council themselves have told us. We have been provided with a residence charter, which sets out how the council is supposed to communicate with us and what we would be offered in the future. And we've been asking that all residents would have a right to remain in the area. But the current charter doesn't contain that language. It's full of conditionals where, if possible, residents can have a right to remain. And we know from other regenerations around the country that many residents get a right to remain, but it's not a very good right to remain. Homeowners, for example, would have to share their homes with a private developer. They own them outright now, but in the future, if they stayed in the area, they would have to give up that right when their homes were demolished and pay more, essentially, to live in a new property that they didn't choose, that they didn't design, and where they would have to share some of their ownership, whereas previously they owned it outright. There are also leaseholders, freeholders, churches that have been told by the council in official documents they'll be replaced with secular spaces. There's nothing in this article about that. So in conclusion, we are concerned about the definition of affordable homes. We are very concerned as well about the provision of 20% being presented as something that's an improvement upon previous negotiations, when in fact, that's what was in the original council documents when they were released back in the summer of 2023. We are concerned that not everyone will have the right to remain here because none of the council documents that have been provided to us so far do state that, not for council tenants, not for homeowners, not for churches who want to be able to stay here and not be replaced by secular spaces. We would really like to see some firm commitments from these on the council. So hopefully we will be getting to see what they claim in the press transpire into actual documents that are provided to us as residents.